Jason, for the kind introduction. And thank you, Rachel, for the invitation to join with all of you as you pay tribute to the wonderful legacy and tradition of the Hebrew Academy of the Capital District.
This evening we honor 5 graduates whose accomplishments fill us with pride, and a teacher whose dedication to our school fills us with gratitude.
My point is she made a lot of sacrifices, and my father was not on board with it because he saw, as they were taking a tour of the school beforehand, that there was Israeli dancing, and he said, I don't ever see my son doing Israeli dancing. But I did become a very good Israeli dancer, and I won't prove it to you tonight. But so there were many sacrifices made, and I guess what I really wanted to convey to everybody here is that I know that everybody here, or anybody that has been involved in sending your children to the Hebrew Academy has made many sacrifices to do that. And we will continue as a community to have to make sacrifices to continue the school forward.
And we all, in so many ways, have Hebrew Academy to thank for playing such an instrumental part in all of our lives. From my own experience of 9 years at Hebrew Academy, I've learned a great deal from my Judaic and secular courses, guest speakers, extracurricular activities, Jewish holidays, and school-wide events. Perhaps the most important gift I received from my education at Hebrew Academy was the ability to respectfully question, debate, and discuss. This value tool was developed during my middle school Judaic study courses. However, it wasn't until I attended public high school that I learned what a valuable tool this proved to be.
My value of hard work and analytic skills, both in my students and in myself, surely derives from studying Rashi with Mrs. Bukadza and Mrs. Welkovics, Ivrit with Mrs. Heckelman and Mr. Haddad, Tanakh with Simi, Navi with Roni Cohn, mastering long division with Mrs. Down. Mrs. Down, I'm not sure if you're here, but I think I finally got it down.
1978, Kermit the Frog had a very successful recording, still loved by many to this day. And third, middle schooler Jason Broska stood up on his desk, performed a wonderful song and tap dance.
Oh, what I did realize was that it has a lot to do with my formative years at the Academy. I mean, I've gotten to spend so much time professionally with Jewish educators, and for them to realize that I can actually keep up with them in Torah and Talmud and Hebrew and everything else has been wonderfully helpful in my life.
I will never forget when I won your 6th grade class spelling bee with the word nauseous. Sharona and I feel quite proud that 4 rabbis ordained by our yeshiva were former Beit Shraga students.
At my graduation from Beit Shraga 35 years ago, I spoke the now famous words written by Shragarian. This school was not established to leave you untouched, uninspired. Ours is more than an institution devoted to pursuing excellence in general studies and in Hebraica. We have built this school so that you can dream dreams, see visions, and do wonders. Last year, my twins started kindergarten. I got a late start. And it took the experience of shopping for the right day school for me to fully appreciate Shraga Arian's words. Living in Westchester, we had the luxury of shopping for day schools. But what does one look for when searching for the right Jewish education? I repeatedly would tell my wife, Lisa, that I wanted that same warm, family-oriented experience for our kids that I had growing up. An experience that was beyond the secular and Jewish classroom, one that would encourage dreaming and inspire a child to love living a Jewish life.
Nobody is raising their hand for the chemical peel. How about we call it something else? An exfoliation, a nuclear exfoliation. And our last item on the agenda is the sports package, which is, excuse me while I drop my phone, see? 2 tickets to a Giants game, 2 Sunday Funday tickets to a Valley Cats game, 4 lower level reserve tickets to an Albany football game, 4 chairback tickets to a U-Albany basketball game, and 4 tickets to a men's union hockey game.
Oh, that's a good
In
package.
other words, Giants, Valley Cats, Dames, oh my.
I'm going to share with you a quote that I think is pertinent to my introduction of Gail Schwartz. And the quote is as follows. There are 2 kinds of teachers. The first is the kind that fills you up with so much quail shot that you just can't move. And then there's the kind of a teacher that just gives you a little prod in the behind and you jump to the skies.
Ella enseña muy bien y a mí me gustan sus clases, son muy divertidas. Me gustaría darle las gracias por ser una maestra fabulosa.
Gveret Schwartz היא מורה מצוינת לאנגלית. Miss Schwartz is an excellent teacher of English. היא לימדה אותי הרבה דברים, מדקדוק וכתיבה עד שירים. She has taught me many things from grammar and writing to poetry. הכל היא לימדה מאוד עמוק ומאוד קל להבין באותו זמן. Everything that she taught with depth, but also that was easy to comprehend at the same time. יש לה הרבה תלמידים שהלכו להיות מנהיגי בקהילה היהודית כמו רב קובץ', רמי סטרסברג, רייצ'ל וורן ומשה רבנו. She has many students who have gone on to become leaders in our Jewish community today, like Rob Kovac, Rami Strasberg, Rachel Warren, and Moses.
Way and discover words instead of using them. Of course, none of this would be possible without an excellent teacher who makes this all happen. She is a fabulous teacher, a wonderful role model, and a confident leader, Mrs. Schwartz. The name might make some of you cringe and cry, or just shut your eyes tightly to avoid the stare of doom. But Mrs. Schwartz, I can't describe all the amazing, incredible lessons that you've taught so many of us. Like last Thursday when we were writing our last book review, and one of the questions that I chose was, some stories transcend their time. Write why this book will be relevant in 100 years. While the question...
Kind words and students who come up and thank you, that you can't buy that. I want to thank family, friends, and colleagues for being here tonight, and thank you to Judy Arian for that amazing introduction, and to Jason Kay as well. An incredibly long time ago, not as long as Moses, but I answered a newspaper ad for an English teacher. And here I am, 36 years later. The Hebrew Academy has given me an opportunity to teach what I love to extraordinary students who've enriched my life in ways they can never imagine. They've taught me that they have insights into literature that I've never even considered. They've shown me that being a mensch is always the goal.
He says, thank you. I will grant you, with God's blessing, I will grant you one wish.